KFC Business Review and Evaluation. The present paper is devoted to an overview and evaluation of KFC's business processes. It defines the term business process, describes two major KFC processes, provides a description based on KFC promises and documented outcomes, and makes suggestions about their advantages and disadvantages. It concludes that there is some room for development in the processes, but they both exhibit great potential, which is likely to be used for their improvement. Business process. The term business process has multiple definitions, not all of which can be regarded as perfectly substitutable. In summary, in terms of a business, a process is a group of related activities or a series of steps that allows achieving a business objective, which typically consists of creating a result of value for clients, primarily the product or service in question. However, other sources of customer satisfaction and other business objectives can be considered as the final destination of business processes. For example, KFC's corporate social responsibility-related activities, diversity management, animal welfare, can be regarded as a business process. In other words, most of a company's activities can be classified as business processes or their part. However, to limit our analysis, we will focus on two key business processes for KFC. KFC and its business processes. KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, is a subsidiary of Yum! Brands Incorporated. KFC was founded in 1952 by Colonel Harlan Sanders as a freshly made chicken meal restaurant. Currently, it operates and franchises its restaurants internationally. KFC operates 17,000 restaurants. In 2013, KFC was present in 60% of the world's countries. It may be assumed that the key processes for KFC include their service and product, as well as franchising. Service and product. The product production process involves several stages, beginning with concept development and ending with production or continuous improvement. The concept of homemade meals with chicken has changed over time, but KFC still has several unique foods to offer, including the original recipe and extra crispy. The specific processes are not disclosed, but KFC pledges to adhere to sanitary norms. In general, KFC claims to have a customer-centric approach and philosophy, which presupposes high quality and safe products as well as friendly, fast, and quality service. KFC restaurants serve a variety of foods including sandwiches, sides, desserts, drinks, sauces, fill-ups, buttermilk biscuits, and other products, big box meals, popcorn nuggets, and kids' meals, and chicken products, including chicken hot wings, chicken sandwiches, and fried chicken products. Chicken foods are the main product offered in restaurants. However, food safety issues emerged in Chinese KFC restaurants in 2013, and even though the company swore to have dealt with them, they have caused significant problems and a decrease in KFC's reputation. One of the reasons for the issues appears to be suppliers who have been providing contaminated or low-quality poultry. In particular, the suppliers provided KFC with fast chicken that gets hormone injections to mature rapidly. At the same time, KFC claims to have no contaminated or fast chicken on its menu. In other words, there is a serious drawback in the KFC service and product business process. Franchising. KFC has a specifically developed franchising process. In particular, the company pays special attention to candidate assessment. The candidates are supposed to provide information on their multi-unit restaurant operation experience, finances, and financial reputation, as well as their personal one. Also, KFC finds it necessary to assess the candidate's motivation and commitment. The candidate provides all the information in the application and during interviews. The company also reviews it via background checks. The relationships between the franchise owners and the company are regulated via the franchise agreement, and performance monitoring is carried out using several procedures. The Franchise 360 scorecard aims to assess the quality of food, service, and other crucial aspects, like cleanliness. Third-party food safety audits ensure the quality and safety of food. Finally, customers can assess franchisees' performance with the help of the Voice of the Customer program. Franchising is possible within the United States and internationally. Among other aspects that KFC specifically comments on concerning the franchising process is the company's intent to increase the number of minorities among franchise owners. Evaluation and conclusion. In general, KFC's service, product, and franchising processes are consistent, comprehensive, and customer-oriented. KFC's website demonstrates the desire to provide quality and safe products that will be served with a smile in a KFC restaurant, regardless of whether it is a franchise unit or not. Franchising candidates are picked thoroughly, and their performance is controlled with the help of numerous tools that should assist in the improvement of franchise restaurants. Also, KFC highlights its endeavor to be a responsible business, which can be illustrated by its willingness to involve minorities in its business. To sum up, both processes have notable potential, and their developers aim to improve the quality of KFC restaurants continuously. Unfortunately, from the analysis above, it is apparent that KFC's service and product process has a significant weakness. While its general philosophy and endeavor for customer-oriented processes are supposed to rule out low-quality products, the lack of control over suppliers leads to this adverse outcome. Sailing and G suggest that it is the responsibility of KFC to check and verify the quality of supply since KFC's reputation is endangered. It might be reasonable to check suppliers as rigorously as franchisee candidates, or even more rigorously. Also, it is not ruled out that the issues related to the quality of food might be the result of franchisees' poor control over supply. The requirements for the quality of the service and products provided by the franchisees, however, suggest that KFC is supposed to be ensuring sufficient control over the food safety and other aspects of the restaurant's service. Unfortunately, policies and philosophies are not always correlated with the outcomes, and it can be suggested that the implementation parts of KFC's service, product, and franchising processes lack control. Therefore, there is some room for improvement in both processes that are concerned with better quality control. Undoubtedly, the existing practices and the will for improvement that are embedded in KFC's philosophy should facilitate this change.